All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and kick things off here. Thank you for joining today. Thanks for joining our monthly Lunch and Learn training session. My name is Farrell McKenna, and I'm the head of operations here at STCR. And today I'm joined by Jen Fraley-Custer. Jen is one of our technical support specialists. I'm sure that many of you in the audience are very familiar with her. She's got many years of experience with STCR, and she's one of our top training experts on the LOC SMS program. At STCR, we've been supporting the retail technology needs of grocers for a little over 56 years now. And we believe that ongoing training is key to meet the ROI target that you have for a new point of sale system. This is why we have put together this monthly webinar series to help address and provide ongoing training on some key areas within the SMS solution. These webinars tend to happen toward the end of every month, and we cover topics within SMS that our customers care about most. In fact, this year's agenda was comprised of our top calls on the help desk from our customers all across the US and internationally. So today, the topic we're going to be covering is best practices around coupons within SMS. So we welcome and we're very happy to take any questions along the way. Feel free to use the chat function within Zoom, and I will begin to enter the Q&A session toward the end when Jen is done with her presentation. Today's session also is being recorded, and everyone who is attending today will be able to view this after the fact. We'll be sending the recording out via email. And now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Jen.
Thank you, Farrell. As he stated, today's webinar is going to be focused on coupons. I did get with the help desk and tried to get a list of the common questions and issues that they see on the help desk that they get calls for. So we're going to be going over some best practices and tips and tricks when you're setting up your coupons. And then we're going to go ahead and jump into some examples of some common coupons that they get calls for on the help desk, and we get on the project team as well, and just go over a few scenarios. So to start off with, coupons, some basic terminology with coupons in the SMS software is we like to have in our item maintenance screen that I have pulled up here, a store coupon and a vendor coupon. The difference between the two of them is the store coupon is going to affect your net sales and the vendor coupon is not. The reason behind that is a store coupon is funded by the store. It's going to be a sale that you're running in the store that you're not going to get reimbursed from a vendor for. A vendor coupon doesn't affect your net sales because the idea behind that is that you're going to get reimbursed for those coupons. A manufacturer or vendor is asking you to run these sales. This does not include coupons that a customer may bring in from the newspaper that they clip from the newspaper. Those are separate. Those are manufacturer coupons. There's no setup involved in the system. This would be something like your bread vendor is coming in and saying, hey, could you run like 50 cents off on the bread this week, this month, and I will reimburse you if you can keep track of those for me. We want to try to promote this new type of bread, something like that. So that's why there is these two main types of coupons in the system, and that's the key difference between them. There's also available a print coupon inside the system. This isn't so much a coupon type like the store coupon and vendor coupon. This just gives you the ability, instead of giving a coupon value immediately, that it would actually print a coupon on the receipt paper that the customers can come back later and reimburse at a later time. The other terminology that we use a lot is electronic coupon versus manual coupon or paper coupon. What that is this field right here. And what the difference is between that is, do you want the coupon to come off immediately when the criteria is met? So the customer can come in, they meet the criteria. We're going to go over the criteria in a moment. And the coupon value will come off immediately. If that's what you want it to happen, that would make this electronics. You would want to put a 1 in this field. If you want the customer to come in and actually have a physical coupon that they need to scan, maybe you're sending it out via email or in a flyer, or the cashier has a code that they can type in, there has to be some sort of manual intervention. That would be a manual coupon, and you would leave this blank or have a 0 in here. They still have to meet the criteria for both. So there's no doing away with that part, but this way you have the option of having that manual intervention or have it come off automatically when the criteria is met. A couple other key fields are the food stamp and the taxable fields. On a coupon, once you flag the item as a coupon, either store or vendor, it does change the behavior of the item, so that way it is a negative. It's a coupon that's coming off the sale instead of adding to it. So you want it to affect the food stamp total. If you do, you want to check the coupon to be food stampable, and it will deduct from the food stamp total as well. If you want it to affect the taxable total. If you do, you want to check the fields that you want it to affect. So if you have a taxable 1, taxable 2, you want it to take away from the amount that's being taxed. Generally speaking, if the item that it's linking to is food stampable or taxable, you're going to want to make sure the coupon is flagged those as well, so that way it deducts those amounts properly. The common issue that we see coming up is that the food stamp total is not being deducted when they have a coupon come off, and it's always the fact that the coupon isn't flagged as food stampable. The last field over on the POS table is this others field. With coupons, it's a very common occurrence that we have to make the value of the price $0. Generally speaking, the value is the value of the coupon, but if you're doing 8% off, then the price is actually going to be $0 and you do the percentage down here. So you need to put easy. What easy is actually means enable zero price. By default, the system thinks if the price is 0, something is wrong. It shouldn't be 0, so it's not going to sell it at the register. A nice fail safe. But for a coupon, you may need to have it be $0. So a best practice or a best idea when you're building a coupon is to just put the easy in there, so that way it's, if you need it to be in there, it'll be in there later. If you don't need it to be in there, it will have no impact. So just something that we do see, especially when we do % off coupons, which is going to be one of the coupons I go over later. So moving over to the price table, another best practice that we do suggest you do when you're setting up the coupon, as I said, the value of the price is going to be what is deducted from the sale. If you do not want this to run continuously, if you wanted to have a start and end date for a coupon, using the TPR or sale or in-store field is recommended. The reason behind that is if you set up a coupon under the regular price, the start and end dates are informational. Same thing with regular item maintenance. If you're setting up a sale on an item and you go in and you start to fill out the start and end date on the regular price field, these fields are actually informational only. There is never an end to a regular price. As soon as a sale ends or TPR ends, it reverts to the regular price. So the regular price is kind of the default. So these are informational so that it will never end. If you want it to have a start and end date, you should use the TPR and sale field. That way you can set the start date and end date of a coupon. And once the promotion is over, it will automatically default to the regular field. If there's no price in it, then there's no coupon coming off. So then you don't have to go in and do anything manually to end it. In-store works as well. I always say sale or TPR, but in-store works for this as well. It's up to you what works best. Another field that comes into play a lot when you're using coupons on the price table is your limited quantity and the method. If you wanted to limit how many coupons can come off in a transaction, that is this field, the limited quantity field. So you would set how many times you want the coupon to come off if there's a limit. And then down here, the method is saying what that limit applies to. So I'm going to double click on this so you can see the options. LT is limit by transactions. That means this coupon can come off once per transaction. The other limits that are available for coupons are limit by day, week, month, and non-resettable total. These will only come into play if you have a frequent shopper program. The reason behind that is the system has to keep track of who is purchasing this. So if I'm coming in and you have a limit by week and you're not running a frequent shopper program, the system has no way to tell that I came in earlier in this day and got the sale. There's no tracking. So there must be a frequent shopper tied to it. You can set a limit by day, week, month, but it will not impact unless you have a frequent shopper. If you do have a frequent shopper program, it will track it on the shopper card. So the customer would swipe their shopper card. It says, oh, you've already gotten this. You were here yesterday and you have a limit by week, so you can't get the coupon again. But without a frequent shopper card, there's no way to keep track of that. So just to got you with that. The last table is the coupon link table. This is where you put the criteria that the coupon has to meet in order to come off the sale. If you're unfamiliar with this, it's up under the item and there's a coupon link. So you just do the item drop down and have the coupon link. That'll open up this table. One of the main questions we get about this table is why a coupon isn't coming off with the criteria that I have in here. And it's every line must be met. So if you have 3 lines, like I do in this example, I have 3 lines of coupon criteria that must be met for this coupon to come off of. This means all 3 lines must be met. It's not an or, it's all of them have to be met. It's a common question that I know comes up on the help desk, that they want to do a sale and they could purchase one of a range of UPC numbers. So I'll just go back to my bread example. You get the bread example and he has 6 or 7 different UPCs that he wants to give 50 cents off, for example. And he has a whole range. So how do I put that in there? You can't just put in all the UPCs. So you can see here I have an item, which is your item sales, and this is my UPC number. If I was to go in and say, well, it can be item 50 or it can be item 51, I'll just save that. You can see it normalizes it for you. The system is going to say you need to purchase one of 50 and one of 51. It's not an or, it's an and. So there's different ways that you can link together items for the coupon link, but this right here is saying that you have to purchase one of each in order to meet the criteria, and then the coupon can come off the transaction. Best practice, if you are running into an issue like that, if you look at the different types of criteria you can have, is there's a promo ID sale. What the promo ID is actually linking to this field right here. This exists on all your items. So if you have a group of items that need to be put as a criteria for coupons, you can link them together by the promo ID, the PID. And this is alphanumeric, can be words, can be numbers, can be a combination of the 2 of them. So you can make it very unique if you're doing like a bread sale. And you would come in and you would say, I'm looking for the promo ID of, let's just say the bread. And then on all the bread items, you would go into and you would add that into the promo ID field. And then you would just say how many you have to purchase. So you could have a quantity of 1, quantity of 2, whatever it may be. And that would give you the ability, so it's just going to look for 2 of those items with that promo ID. It can be a mix and match of any of the items as long as they have that promo ID in there. That's how you can group them together instead of having individual item lines, because that would not work. The other criteria that you can set in here is points accumulation. That's for frequent shoppers, sub-department sales, department sales, shopper level not, customer group 2. The majority of these shopper levels and shopper level knots and groups are meant for if you have a frequent shopper program. So you can target coupons towards specific groups of customers, so either by the shopper level or by customer group. Or you can also not target all the shopper levels but 1 or but 2, because you can stagger these, you can stack these. I'm going to go back up to the sub-department sales. So for the sub-department sales, you can set this to require a certain amount of items, or you can set this to a certain quantity of items purchased from that sub-department. So you would put the sub-department code in under code, and then what the criteria is: quantity, amount, weight. Same with department. So you just would use the code for which department you're looking for the sales from. So maybe you're wanting to have like $50 in sales in sub-department 50. Same with department. Down here, we have every X transaction, random with X transaction. This actually comes up quite a bit as well. These are counted by terminal. So if you did want to do a every 10, every 100 transactions to get this coupon come off, this is triggered by the terminal, by the lane, not by the back office. The other thing to note with this is random with X chances. As soon as this is met, it does reset the counter. So if you have random with every 500 chances and shopper 400 gets it, because it's random. So the 400th shopper gets the coupon, it resets. So the next customer is customer number 1. So this does mean there is a chance that you could have back-to-back people get this coupon. It's random, so it could be shopper 400 and then shopper 1. not likely, but it is possible that that could happen because it will reset. And again, this is tracked by terminal, not by store. And then total sales, this is just the total sales in the transaction if you want to have a total amount of sales in the transaction. There is a little gotcha with the coupon criteria. Again, something that comes up is that they must have a code. So if you're doing a total sales line, like I have up here above, the code needs to have something in it. If you're looking at a subdepartment, obviously it would be the subdepartment code. If it's the item code, it would be the item code. But if you're looking for total sales, there's really no code associated with that, but something must be in this field. It's an essential field. So you just have to, we just normally put a 1 in here, and then you would just come over here and put in the dollar amount or the quantity that must be sold or the weight. The 3 over here are, you usually just don't want to just fill out one of these. You're just looking for a certain quantity, certain dollar amount, or certain weight that you want to put in the transaction. So the last part of this is the method over here, going over all of these. So over here you have the method. There's some different methods that you can set in here if you're looking to, you have a duplicate value. It's telling me I have a duplicate total sales. I'm going to go ahead and delete that line. So over here you have different methods that you can have for the criteria. Multiply if you're wanting to do this multiple times. You want this coupon to come out multiple times, and what you want to base it on the sales. They have to have more sales. They have to have more criteria, meaning they have to meet the criteria over and over again. They have to meet each line of criteria or just the specific line of criteria. Smallest, biggest, cheapest. If you have something like a buy one, get one free going on, something like that, you can multiply using those. Limited participation means that anything in this line of the criteria is only limited to participating in this promotion if you qualify for it, so it can't get another coupon. Exclude from this total. What this allows you to do is exclude certain things from the other pieces of criteria. So for example, I have this right here that I have a total sales of $20, but I have subdepartment 2 with an X, meaning anything sold in subdepartment 2 will not count towards the total sales. So anything you don't want to count towards the total sales, whether it be a full subdepartment, whether it be a certain item sale, you can put as a criteria and put an X so that way it will not count towards the total sales amount. And again, this will stack. Every line must be met. So if you, a very common one we get is tobacco and alcohol items not counting towards total sales. So you could put the total sales values, whatever you want it to be, and then put your subdepartment 10, which is tobacco, 2, which is alcohol, and exclude both of those from the total sales. That's how you can do that. And then match from this item is the one item that you want it, the coupon to link to, and accumulate for percent or bundle is if we're doing a percentage off or a bundle type coupon, you might want to have that on the criteria to accumulate. So that's a few of the things that we get questions about. So now I'm just going to jump into a few different examples of some coupons that we get questions about on the help desk. So the first one is, I have them up here. This is just a pretty standard coupon. This would be, they're looking to get $5 off a $50 purchase with a specific shopper level. So with this one, it shouldn't come off automatically. I don't want this to come off automatically because I want the customer to present the coupon. So I just have it as a manual coupon. I don't want this to be running forever. So I do have this set under the sale column for $5 off, and it started on Sunday and it's going to end on the 2nd, which is Saturday. And then I have no limit. They can get this as many times as they would like. And then down here, I have my coupon criteria. So I have my customer level set as 3, because I have that as my shopper level 3. So CLS, these are shortened, so you don't have to remember that. You can double click, that's my shopper level. And then I have my total sales of $50, which again, I have to put the code 1 in here. And then I have my dollar amount, $50. So this way the customer can come in, say as long as they meet the minimum criteria of spending $50 and they're in my shopper level 3, they will get this coupon off. Another common coupon that we do get questions about are percentage off coupons. So right here I have this item right here. It's 5% off when you purchase $100 in meat. And I did not fix that. I put it $50 at first, and then I changed it to 100 down here. So with percentage off coupons, there is a gotcha with percentage off coupons is because you are calculating that 5% off, you want that to come off your total transaction. You do need to make this an electronic coupon. That way it does the calculation at subtotal. When you are doing an electronic coupon, the subtotal key must be pressed and then it will come off. So the calculation's done at subtotal. Because of the variables with the percentage off coupon, you want it to go back and calculate off all those items. It must be an electronic coupon to come off properly. There is ways around this. If you want it to be a manual coupon, we can have the manual coupon be an UPC that links to the electronic coupon. So the actual physical number or the coupon that the customer brings in is scanning it and it's triggering the electronic coupon. But in the background, it really must be an electronic coupon. I don't have a start and end date to this because this is just an ongoing promotion. So they get this when they reach $100 in the meat department. I'm trying to promote my meat sales. And then down here, I just have my criteria. Subdepartment 120 is my meat subdepartment, and they have to purchase $100. So when they meet that criteria, they will get the 5% off. The last coupon that they get a lot of questions about that we see come up quite a bit, especially around this time of year, is taking off a certain amount per pound. Turkey promotions, always a big one right for the holiday that we just passed. Also for upcoming holidays, sometimes ham, things like that. So they want to give a discount for 50 cents off, $1 off per pound. So the first part with this is when you are doing a so much off per pound, electronic is also the best way to go with this because of the calculations that need to be done. The other part is that because this is coming off per pound, you have to tell the coupon that. So this is where you are going to want to check the scalable. So that when you check the scalable and you check the coupon, it knows that it's coming off per pound. And then I don't want to have this promotion running, so it's $1 off per pound. I also had a little bit more criteria, not shopper level 3 or 4 and $100 in total sales. So $1 off, I'm limiting it to 20 pounds. So you would put the limit in the how many pounds it is right here. The limited quantity is really pounds when it comes to these, and then LT for limit by transaction. Since I am requiring, I have customers, obviously, because I'm not giving this to certain shopper levels. You could do this by limit by day, week, but I'm just setting up for limit by transaction. Then down here, I'm saying I don't want these 2 customer levels. So CNF is actually shopper level not, so not letting these shopper levels qualify. I have my total sales of $100, and then I have my turkey item. So I have multiple items, so I set this to a promotion ID, and I'm going to put the word turkey in the PID of all the items that qualify for this. And they must purchase at least 0.01 weight. You can put a quantity in here. I tend to see this work better when you put a minimum weight requirement for weighable coupons, but it does work with quantity. And then because I wanted to come off this item, I have the M. Because it's a bundle, I did put the accumulate for percenter bundle. And because I want this to come off multiple times, I need to multiply this using the criteria. So that way it will come off up to this 20-pound limit that I have on it. So this is a very common coupon type that we tend to get around this time of year. So I just definitely wanted to highlight this. Just to go back through these, you can see the different criteria that you can have. I think these can be mixed and matched on the different criteria. So I used just a couple different examples, but you can add and subtract whatever criteria would work best for you. So Farrell, was there any questions that came through?
Yes, thanks, Jen. We have a couple of questions. If anything comes to mind, anyone in the audience, feel free to shoot the question into the Q&A at the bottom of the Zoom panel. So Jen, just a couple here that came in. What are some reports you can run on store coupons for tracking?
That's a great question. So one of the best reports that you can run for this is actually, they are items. At the end of the day, these are actually set up as items. So if you're going into your reports and you're wanting to look at certain items, there's the item single report, single total report. Because these are coupons, you just need to change the totalizer. So if you come in and you want to look at just like your electronic store coupons, you can come in and you can pick those totalizers. Most of the totalizers for the coupons are in the 3,000 range. So if you go down and you're looking for your specific type of coupon that you're running, so we went over electronic store coupon, vendor coupon, all of those. So they're all grouped together. You got electronic vendor coupon, electronic store coupon, and you would just pick that totalizer and then put your items that you want to run it on. So I'm just going to put my range of items in here a little bit wider than what I had in there. Launch that, and you can see I was running a few promotions earlier, so you can actually track how many times those coupons came off and the dollar amount that they came off on. So this is a very basic one that you can just run and just see the amount that you can run. If you're wanting to get a little bit more information, you could do the multi-total sales. But this tends to give you the most easiest way to look at it with just the quantity and the dollar amount that you got taken off of each coupon.
Okay, thanks, Jen. Is there a way to set up a recurring coupon that I can use once per month or quarter and have it start and end in that month or quarter and just have it keep starting over and over again?
Not automatically, but you can have the coupon set up and then just change the date. So you can come in, set up the coupon so you can set up your date range. And then once the date range is over, you can come and reset it. So if you come in here, you can come in, set this up to start at the beginning of the month, we'll just say the month of November, and you can have it come in here, and then you would have to come in at the end of the month and change it to the next month. The other idea is you could just set up 4 different coupons and have it go for quarter or 12 different coupons per month and have one for each month. That would actually help with tracking purposes as well if you wanted to track to see how the coupon performs over the various time periods. And they would be all just set up at once, so that way it will trigger at the end of the month, this one will end, the next month you could have the next one begin. But automatically, no, you would have to go in there and manually change the date.
Great, thanks, Jen. Are you able to set up a perpetual coupon with no set end date?
Yes, you just use the regular price column. So if you don't want to have an end date, like this one right here, the percentage off, I put it under the regular price column. This will never end. Anything under the regular price column will never end. So this will keep running ongoing until you come in and manually decide to end this coupon yourself, which you can do by either taking off the criteria, or you can set it for not for sale or delete the whole item. Those are the usual ways. Is that way you can just set it not for sale if you ever want to reuse the coupon later on. That way the coupon still exists in your system and you can just unflag it.
All right, thank you. Can you explain the multiply by criteria in the method a little bit more?
So yeah, so the different multiplications, we'll say, what they do is they allow you to control how you want the coupon to come off multiple times. So if you're looking at the criteria, I'm just going to go to an item. There we go. Just to have a few more criteria to meet. So if you're looking at all of the criteria, you have to meet. Once you meet the criteria, the coupon will keep multiplying. If you wanted to multiply using sales, you have to meet the criteria again. So you have to sell everything again. So looking at this item specifically, just looking at this coupon specifically, multiply using criteria is what you want to use for this because you want it to come off per pound after you meet the $100 minimum requirement. So it'll just keep multiplying until you hit the limit. If you did multiply using sales, it will come off once. And then you have to meet the criteria again. You have to do all the sales again. So you have to sell another $100 to get this to come off again. Another $100, another 0.01 pounds, obviously the customer not found. These are the two main ones that you do end up getting utilized and do end up getting a little confusing because I think the terminology is a little confusing, but once the criteria is met is how I usually remember it. So once the criteria is met, it'll keep multiplying. Whereas this one, it will not keep multiplying until the sales are met again. So you have to keep selling another $100 to get this again, or another $100 to get this again. A little extreme in this case, but that works. For the smallest and the biggest, these are really designed for buy one, get one free type sales, or buy three, get two free, or buy three, get one free, something like that. So that way, if you're looking for the biggest item or the smallest item, if it's a weighable item, you're looking for biggest or smallest. Or if you're looking at a buy one, get one free, by default, it goes by the most expensive if you want to force it to go to the cheapest to multiply it by. So like it's a little confusing. If you just kind of have to think of them as two separate sections. The multiply using criteria and sales is really meant for, like, I would say more general use for coupons. And then the smallest and biggest is meant if you're doing like a buy one, get one for weighable items, we'll say, or bigger, smaller. And then the cheapest, if you wanted to multiply just a normal buy one, get one and have it come off multiple times.
All right, appreciate it, Jen. Do you see a lot of customers use the random and every X coupons?
I've seen it used a few times. It's not something I commonly see. I do see people using it for like very special promotions, like grand reopenings, things like that, when they want to give like a big discount, like in your 100th customer or your 200th customer. I've seen it with that, but it's not something that I see super commonly used. More for those type situations, those kind of special events that they may be running in the stores is when I commonly see those.
All right, just have a couple more here. Can you set up coupons for specific days of the week?
So it just comes off like on Mondays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays?
Right.
You can set those up by setting up a restrictor table. You can set up, if you're familiar like with alcohol items that you can't sell before certain times, you can actually set up an item restrictor. So you can set up a restrictor table so that the item doesn't allow sales only on certain days. That would be the easiest way to do it. So you can come in, you would just come up and decide what days you want to do. So here's your restrictor table. And I have a few actually set up in here. So like this is a pick 5 Monday through Wednesday. And this is only allowed to happen on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. It's an allowance. So you would just set this to be linked to that restrictor table. So it would be restrictor table 1. As soon as I do that, this restriction now comes into play. So this way, this coupon will only come off on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And you can set this for any day. So you can also have it be a restriction, but usually with these coupons, we set this to be permission. So that way, these are the only times that this item will trigger. So it's Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then you just link it to the proper table. And if it's only one day a week, you would just wipe everything out and just have it on that one day a week. And that is under the auxiliary table, under the auxiliary drop down. Restrictions right there. And so you would just want to add a new one if you're looking for a new restriction, and then link it to the items that it applies to, link it to the coupon that it applies to.
Okay, and I think we have a follow-up question to that. Can you restrict a coupon for that shopper for the whole day if, for instance, they wanted to use their discount today but might shop twice?
So limit by day.
Sounds like it.
So you wanted to, I just want to, so if you wanted to restrict it, so it's only, the customer only gets it once per day, or they can get it multiple times a day.
Maybe once per day. Oh, sorry. So you
Okay,
can get it
so
once a week, but only one day that week.
if you have a frequent shopper program, yes. And you would just do that with this limit right here. You actually don't need the restrictor tables unless you only want them to get it on a certain day, like a specific certain day. You can have a limit by week, which will mean that you can set the limit so that customer can only get this coupon however many times you dictate once a week. Again, that only works with frequent shopper program, the frequent shopper program. You would just set it to be once a week, because the system needs a way to track the customer. The system doesn't know unless they have a frequent shopper card that the customer's been in there more than once.
Okay. And last question that I have here, Jen, can you block certain shoppers from ever getting coupons?
Yeah. So on the shopper level, like I have over on the side here, this is a shopper level. So you can come in here and you can decide what kind of discounts a shopper level gets. So if you don't want them to apply coupon links, you just don't have that on the shopper level. Again, this is based off of the idea that you have a frequent shopper program. That's how the system would track the customers. They need that. You'd be able to uncheck that. So if you have somebody like an employee discount, you don't want to allow them to get it, or interdepartment transfer customer, something like that, that you just don't want them to be able to get that, you would just uncheck that so that way the coupon does not come off. It's actually something that we see get unchecked occasionally, and that's how come we'll get a few calls on the help desk and why our coupon's not working, and this got unchecked. Or it wasn't checked when they set up a new shopper level, something like that.
Okay, thanks, Jen. There was one follow-up to the prior question, actually. Related to the restriction of the shopper 1 day per week. So say if the customer picks 1 day in the week every week, but it might be a different day, but they might shop 3 times or 1 time on that day.
If you're setting the limit by week, even if they come in, okay. So if they're coming in, so if the shopper comes in and they're coming in 3 times in 1 day and the limit is by week, it will only let them take it off 1 transaction until the next week. If you use the limit by week or limit by day, whatever the quantity is that you're saying that they can get this off of, is the amount of times they can get that in that time span. So if they're coming in 3-4 times in 1 day and you have a limit by week, they only get it off 1 transaction. It would be the first transaction. Or they could decide, if you like, this is a manual coupon that they decide to swipe to give the coupon on. If you wanted to get them off multiple times just in 1 day, then you could use the restrictor table just in that 1 day. But if you're using the limit by week, limit by day, whatever this may be in this case, like I'm just using week as an example, whatever the quantity is, that's the max amount they can get it, no matter how many times they shop in 1 day, no matter how many times they shop in a week, they only get it that maximum amount of times. The separate transaction, it counted as 1 use.
Okay. We did actually get another question. Could you please explain the best price method and the multiple promo method?
So these are for on the shopper level. So these are for frequent shoppers. And this is for the multiple promotion method, you can dictate if the customer is allowed to double dip, we'll say, into some of the discounts that we offer. So if you want the customer to only get one promotion, they can give only one the best. So if they qualify for a coupon and a proportional discount and a global discount and an item discount, you can decide which one that they get. Usually it's set by default to give only one the best. So that way they're just getting the best. If you wanted to give them more, they could get the best plus an item discount. So if you're doing an item discount, or you can get the best plus a proportional discount, plus a global discount, sorry, or a store coupon, store e-coupon, double discount. So what this really allows you is you can dictate, there is an overall setting that you can set in the background as well for this, but this is very specific. If you have some shopper levels, you want to limit on how many discounts they get, or limit how many times they can, we call it double dip into discounts, so they get more than one discount on an item, and you can control if you want to allow that to happen, and if you do want it to allow it to happen, on what specific ones you want it to happen on. If they want get the best promotion plus the store coupon, or you just decided they'll get the best plus global discount, or you know what, no, they just get one discount, they get the best, and that's it. So that you can come in here and you can decide that. For the best price method, you can set different price levels on the items. Each individual item, this is not having to do with coupons, but it's on each individual item. You can have different price levels that your shopper levels can qualify for. And if you want them, they are set up here in the shopper level. So you have, like, I have price level 5. By default, it will go back to price level 1 if it doesn't exist, but you can set some different values. You can set a fallback value and a base value up here. So if you have lots of different price levels on your items that you have for your shopper levels, you can set up to 3 up here for the customers on the shopper levels. And then down here for the best price method, you can say which one they get. Do they get the no best price method, which just means whatever price level they have in here, if that one exists, they get that. And then they fall back to that, they fall back to that. That's no best method needed there. If they get the best of all the 3 levels, so that means the best of all the 3 levels dictated in here, do they get whatever one's the best price for them? Or you can have best of all levels, which means it doesn't even look at the levels that are listed in the shopper level. It'll look at all the price levels. So again, this isn't so much with coupons. This would be like on regular prices. If you have different levels for pricing, you could have that set and you can dictate to the customers which level they get.
Jen, a quick follow-up on that. Can you limit multiple promo for only one department?
You can not do that here, but you can do that if, depending on how you're setting up the discount and setting up the coupon links, you can set it to on the coupon links if it's a coupon, or on the promotion to limit participation. That was one of the methods, was limited participation. So you could set it up for the sub-department that you wanted to limit it on and put the limited participation on that sub-department on the coupon. So that way, if it gets this coupon, it's limited participation. It doesn't let anything else participate in it. But on the overall for the multiple promo method, no, this is an overall setting.
All right, thanks, Jen. I think that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for going through coupon best practices for everyone here. And thank you to everyone in the audience who joined today. Next month, we're going to be hosting our final session of the 2023 Lunch and Learn series. And that's going to take place on December 21st. And we're going to be doing a part 2 on self-checkout best practices. Also, just look out for a couple additional ad hoc Toshiba sponsored webinars that we're going to be putting together in the month of December. So we'll be sharing some more information with you all on that, as well as our upcoming 2024 Lunch and Learn calendar. It's been a big success since we've implemented it at the beginning of the year, and I think a lot of our customers are enjoying this. So we'd be open to some feedback as well on the content that we'd want to put together for next year. So feel free to email us on that. But in the meantime, we're going to be working on our 2024 calendar. So more to come on that. And thank you everyone for your time. Have a good rest of your afternoon.